can't blame him. I don't think there's
runners
many.
are off. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, you're good. You're good.
We do get this match coming off.
Yes, the very fun sound that we hear all the time, the board grinding sound. The 30 seconds, all the time.
So I can't actually remember if Dwarf has been attempting C skip in this race, so we might see 2 planned skipless Cs here.
Ooh,
Dwarf
that
head
is
just catching, that corner.
yeah, chunky time loss there. At least 5 seconds. That's probably one of the worst time losses, even worse than a ramp skip.
See, still here. I mean, yeah,
Definitely
you completely
not
see what I
going
said
for
up there.
speed.
100% not attempting it.
Oh, I don't know what that was, but yes. Oh, it looks like both are not attempting it.
Yeah, this isn't a gentleman's thing. I don't believe this is just 2 runners that do not currently attempt to skip. Still, they've never been a fan. And Dwarf, apologies, still relatively new to the game, or at least new coming back. At least I think he used to play the game a while ago.
Yeah, that does make sense. Plus, why add something that just feels terrible to go for when it's just 35 seconds? There are other things that are more important than skips early on.
Exactly, if you don't back your consistency with it, there's not really much point in throwing away attempts at it. It's just going to be a little more time loss, so you don't need to suffer, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. And Stella going and zooming pretty quickly and nicely. No Ethmar pick today from one of the runners. Let's hope that that stays true for the other as well.
And Stella here looking very good for about 156 or 157 if he had a clean shot section, but yeah, I shouldn't speak.
Ooh, okay. Playing safe to make sure not to go into the pit. Good. 2:15 probably for Dwarf, if this is clean as well.
Yes!
Well,
Yep.
I think we just...
we should stop talking straight. Let them do their thing and post-commentate, I believe.
Yeah, I think that might be the best.
Piece of cake.
2:02, nice time for Stellar.
You can see Dwarf now coming to the end of his truck section. Not going to the on-screen right-hand side there, the hitting the scoring directly. So losing a couple of seconds, getting a 2:24.
Finally decided to show up, eh?
Stellar apparently farming lives at 7 lives already somehow. Nice.
Already planning for that death chamber.
Yeah.
Treating him very kindly.
Already planning to try and get the IL-7 death chamber. The one where you death strap multiple times.
This is Spider Troop Bigfoot.
It's gonna be backwards. Quite cleanly here, no major issues.
I do remember Stellar being the one runner that I always saw use back box. And to be fair, it's a much safer and easier strat than front box. It's just very casual. Because now you have like way more time to react.
Very good first piece here for Stella. The not so good second piece. Looking for a 3/3 piece here.
There's a third. I think this is set I saw, and it's on the right side, right? For the last piece.
One more left.
I can't remember. Oh, Terrace with 2 legs. That's a way better piece. Oh, wrong one. There you go.
So this was actually a 3-piece. Had he been looking for it? And
Oh, beginning
Dwarf
room.
with a 3-piece.
That's
So-
a great start.
Gaming very kind to both our runners here in Wild Canyon. Getting a good.
Yeah,
Going to the wrong one. That's piece 2. There you go. Get into the
There
piece
we
1
go.
one. And his third piece, a red gate. So 50-50 here. I'm backing the top one.
I'm bottom one.
And it is
It's
the bottom one.
one. Yay!
So it is the better one of the two. So quite a good set there for Dwarf.
Yep. I didn't get to see what Stellar's final time was, but I'm almost certain that Dwarf saved at least a bit of time there. Even with the 25.
So very interesting moment on our screens there. So for those of you who don't know, we're currently watching this through Discord. That's why we're slightly ahead and able to commentate on time. But that does mean we're watching at 30 FPS. And the timing of that fight there, Eggman's iframes, made him invisible while he was moving.
Yeah. Stellar just vaporized Eggman. There's no need for the rest of the story if you just get rid of him early on. New world record strats.
Still getting off to an okay start through Prison Lane. A few mistakes and suboptimal movement.
That's Prison Lane in a nutshell. Nothing major usually happens unless you go risky, but a lot of small things add up over time.
Yeah, loads of places you can lose half a second to a second, just adding up throughout the level.
It's very difficult to avoid even like half the things that can make you lose time. Avoiding all of it is just something that I don't even feel top runners can consistently do, just because of how annoying it is.
Oh, as we see Dwarf, they're getting hit by the flyby robot. Unfortunately missing that first gate hop because of it.
Yeah, that's painful. Nice shots though for Stellar. I never see anyone do the U-turn like that.
Yeah, that conservation of movement there is really good from Stellar. It's two, I've not seen that before. Interesting if it is actually faster than what most runners do go for.
It might be. Oh, interesting fact. If you saw, Stellar jumped up to the platform just before the checkpoint. If you go to the one that's just under that, you actually save a second locking onto the enemies on the left. Don't ask me why that's the case, it just is.
I think it's because you're able to shoot them a little earlier, and obviously you get the extra little bit of movement setting your speed up, so you probably just move through that final section a little bit faster.
That was easy.
Probably, yeah. It never feels faster, but it ends up being faster.
You'll see a 143 from Stiller, so probably saving a little bit more time over Dwarf, who's not taking these early lock-ons to the enemies. So we're probably looking about a 150 here from Dwarf, I'd imagine. Does hit the quick gate hop though, but then...
Oh, 154 it is.
Yeah, not quite getting that angle right.
I love the way Stellar does that underloop. It's very unique, jumping over the speed pad and then doing a spin dash. It just feels way nicer. It's not as fast, but...
Yeah, I do think we also steal that from Beluga earlier in the run. I think she goes... Oh, early in the tournament. I think she goes for that strat as well. But definitely, definitely lesser seen version.
Honestly, I'm curious what like an optimal time of that is, because I don't think it's much slower, and if you can consistently get the good speed, it might actually, on average, save you time.
Yeah, very easy when you're going for the current method to just get thrown up a little bit or get stuck in the corner and not quite get all the speed.
Pretty clean Metal Harbor, other than one mistake from Stellar. That's...
It's a pretty costly one there from Dwarf. Gonna lose best part of 17 seconds.
Second try.
Yeah, second attempt they're getting on.
Yeah, I think I should talk less because I just cursed 2 runners in 10 seconds.
See Dwarf, at this time taking the checkpoint and the springs route, so taking the safer way to go through this. Very understandable after that death.
Absolutely. Stellar continuing to get more and more lives at 8 now.
I'm very clean on that loop skip there from Stellar at the end.
Yeah, very clean. 130. I'm sure Stellar is not too happy with that, but it's more than good enough right now.
Yeah, 130 is a consistent time. It's not the worst thing in the world. Quite happy with that. I think Stellar has a 26 PB? Or is it a 25?
I can't remember. I remember them getting a 26 in a run, very low 26. Dwarf throwing Omochow into the ocean.
Can't blame him for that one.
That's gonna be very useful for the RNG manip in Pumpkin Hill.
You won't even get the chance.
Here Dwarf, knowing to mash the A button as he leaves that rocket, getting the earlier release. We have seen most runners know about that. There's a couple that failed to. It's as good as, yeah, I think you were about to mention his solid 11-second time in Shadow 1.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that Stellar also uses very unique strats. I think that one thing that's really interesting is when you watch runners, you can usually tell, even though technically going to the stage at a certain amount of time and finishing in that time is pretty standard, the way you get that time is very different depending on the person. And it feels like they have their own marks. So even if you didn't have like the name above it, you could tell who the runner is if you know them long enough. And Stellar
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely throwing some unique strats you don't tend to see from other runners. That little signature mark. they have for
Ooh,
somebody.
I've never seen Sonic bonking off the mushroom. That's a weird way to lose time.
Usually a mushroom you tend to pick up and get very angry at, but yeah, bonking off it and taking a fall. Quite a unique way again for Stiller to lose time.
Yeah. Stellar's just trying to have the most unique run possible.
Well, I think he'll struggle maybe to beat my one in the race against Emerald.
Fair enough. Going for Chow Box. And whatever you were doing in Pyramid Cave.
I wanted to say that missile. I did see a few people in chat, never seen that missile before, so I thought I'd show it off for them.
Yeah, I'm surprised. A lot of the time it's hard to even notice that there are different routes you can take because it's so straightforward most of the time.
Being quite a clean platforming section here from Stiller, getting the storage off the earlier light dash, making his way up there very nicely. Probably on pace for a high 130 here for Green Forest. About too many risky strats. So
Yeah, it should be like a 139.
with the loop speed, but then not quite getting the spin dash out.
140 it is. Will we curse it more? I don't know. No. Okay, good.
Yes!
And now it's Dwarf's turn to go through Green Forest. Oh, not even going for the loop skip there.
Huh.
Playing it nice and safe.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of safe strats here from Dwarf. Quite easy to not lose too much time using them, to be honest. There's not that many small strats that save you a significant amount of time in this level, other than maybe Bungee Skip. All the other ones do start to add a layer of risk to them if you do fail.
For sure. I think that, especially in races like this for newer runners, the most important thing is play safe, don't die, and you'll do probably the best you can do. Rather
Instead of
than...
attempting to use the air to get the height for Twin Huts and getting caught on that pole, but it's not costing them too much time.
Scarecrow's house. This looks like a good set, potentially.
Oh, is Dwarf there not quite locking onto the spring to back down the stage? Not costing him too much time because he did land on the platform above. Still an unfortunate way to lose some time.
Yeah, it feels so annoying when that happens. Okay, taking the checkpoint to be safe once more. And doing a slightly sketchy but effective bungee skip.
I found it.
Alright. Looks like Stellar getting a pretty average to slightly below average set in Pumpkin Hill.
Yeah,
Having to go
this is
to
perfect.
all of the mountains.
Yeah, we see Dwarf. They come to the end of his Green Forest, putting it about a 209 here.
The difference in time is starting to add up pretty quickly. Stellar, you needed a larger debuff from being late and sleeping in.
If we hadn't given him that Radical Highway practice, this might have been a little more even. Given that chance to walk from Radical Highway set him a bit too well, I think.
It was, we didn't know it, but it was actually the thing that would get Stellar the world record. And here, we thought that they were just doing some random thing. Alright, Dwarf, let's see what your RNG's like. 3-base Ghost, not a good first piece. But
Recognizing the punctuation and going to the right one.
yep, that's...
Oh, Stiller then missing the jump.
Yeah, he got hit as far as I saw.
So any chance that off-zero cycle is gone now for Stiller.
It's about to fall off. Nice second piece. Please don't be King of the Hill. It's almost always King of the Hill. It's about to fall off or something. I don't know why.
Could be one of the pumpkins suffering, or maybe Sad-Eyed.
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 That's a really good piece right here.
See, they say my hunting is not very good, but I got a bit of knowledge, a little bit in there. Because he goes to the wrong piece, unfortunately. That's Sad-Eyed piece 2 can be that way.
It is a 0% chance for Sad Eyed Piece 3 to be there. Looks like Stellar taking probably one cycle, but on the 1.5 cycle section there, yeah, just taking a nice safe approach. And ending with a 58 for Dwarf.
So yeah, we see Dwarf now about 1 minute 50 behind. 1 minute 48 maybe. The timer sync up.
Yeah.
So bit of a gap 2 cover. Still here getting hunted down by that shot.
The enemies are relentless. I mean, if Stellar gets hit 3 more times, which is very unlikely, that would be such a game changer.
Sweet. Dwarf, they're not even attempting to go for the cycles here, so we'd be unable to make this weight hop without going for the rather risky backup strat. Not,
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows that or not. Does still
I
attempt a
don't-
pause over.
I don't know if they know. It seems like they don't.
That was a little tough.
Or are unaware. Alright, let's see, Stellar. Are you about to get some good RNG? I feel like this has been like the theme with the tournament. If someone's winning, they get good RNG. If they're losing, they get even worse RNG.
Explains why I always get terrible RNG. You start getting ahead, I think.
Eh,
I didn't expect the inside of the
Yeah,
world
it
to
was,
be like this. This is gonna
I
be
mean,
tougher
yeah,
than
I think that's exactly what happened. Maybe that's why Don got world record RNG in your race.
That's it, the truth. If you want world record RNG in Knuckles Hunt in stages, just race against Profit. It's guaranteed.
Just race against someone that will go to the Chow Garden.
In fairness, that was in the Emerald race, in fairness.
Well, yes, that's fair enough.
closer. One more lap.
Alright.
Oh, is this dented? This could be dented ceiling. Behind the split tree, okay.
That's even worse, I feel.
Depends how good you are at grabbing dented.
That's right. I mean, Stella was in an optimal location to just do the sign clip.
He remembers where this piece is, getting to the final corner, and does find it.
Missing the dig, but then getting it after. Alright. It looks like... Interesting. Did Dwarf get 1.5 cycle? Because that's... Or did they not do
This is perfect.
IGT abuse?
They did not IGT abuse.
Okay.
Ooh.
Fun fact, to make sure you easily go past this section, stay within the arrows on the ground. Changing the direction you hold to be the opposite of wherever the ground is tilting.
Let's go.
It tilts left, you hold right. Upright. Hopefully...
You mentioned
sorry.
the grating sounds at the start of
yeah,
City
City Escape.
Welcome to Route 101, where it's not just 30 seconds, it's more than 2 minutes.
Yep, but that's alright. We can distract our minds by looking at Dwarf's screen and seeing whether or not we'll get good RNG.
Yeah, both these runners doing us a favour here by not both being on the stage at the same time. They might be towards the end, but Dwarf, of course, with this put in mind, at least there's a little buffer.
Yes, alright. No free piece here. Nope. No free pieces that I saw. Green thing, though. Oh!
Interesting decision opting to take the reset even with a green thing. Risky strategy. Maybe just doesn't like the 10-24 sets in this stage. Maybe just not a fan.
I mean... maybe. They want more luck. 10-24 is not enough. Make it 10,000, and then it's good.
Struggling a little bit to read this in. Gets 3 skulls arguing, so not too many free piecing check, or maybe go back and forth for pillar, not neither of them seen. So probably looking at something
Almost
he can get his camera
Just a
sorted.
few more minutes.
Maybe stair shaped for his third piece. The likely call.
Maybe. But maybe dented ceiling as well. Path to the Abyss, same location-ish, just further down.
Yeah, this-
Sign clip gonna be seen? No! Interesting. Oh, wait, maybe there is, but just a later one.
Interesting. Changing the water level and then going in a very, very clean sign clip.
Yeah, that was a very clean sign clip. Oh, they went... Okay. So they
I
went
understand now why
very
they
high
changed
up.
the water, yeah. This does mean the camera does not get locked behind that little wall there if they do go too high, so we can see where the piece is. So interesting routing to go get that piece.
For sure.
And almost like he's calculated this, taking just enough time so that as he fades out of the screen, stllr will be hitting the president. Not recommended. I do not recommend hitting the president. Yeah, you will find yourself in a very uncomfortable situation for the next few years of your life.
Where did it come from? Alright.
Oh no, man. I had a long, stressful work day. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Alright. In any case, Dwarf coming over to catch the president, which will also give you a not very enjoyable few years of your life if you do that. Stella going into hidden base. This is by far one of the most difficult tail stages. Yes, knuckle stages. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
This one I feel like is one of the best indicators for skill.
You can find your way out.
I think you're going to see stllr here going for GC skip. I think it is his preferred option for the start of the stage. Not even attempting the ball hop, which is fair enough. It's quite a difficult strat. I'm getting a very clean GC
That
skip.
was so nice.
One of the cleanest in the game.
I don't think you can do better than that. It was literally 0 height lost.
More impressive as it, I don't think he tapped the camera trigger. It's I find it very easy to get the lack of gravity or like height loss with a camera trigger, but instead of just flying straight through without that camera touch. So very, very nice.
And then immediately after almost dies, and that gave me a heart attack. The height that stllr had seemed like it wasn't even high enough to reach, but it was apparently enough. So good on stllr. Calculated is what I'll say.
Yeah, you know exactly what he was doing. It was fine.
To destroy that door, after hitting the spring and hovering, shoot at the first, second, and fourth ring sound that you hear. Because there's a path of 4 rings, and if you shoot at that timing, you will never have the bullet get sent through the door without actually hitting the door. Just some interesting things. That was a lot of height. Dwarf hitting a few cars in a really bad place, actually. This is losing them quite a bit of time.
Yeah, then opting not to go for the balloon to get the
Oh
boost there. And then another car touch right at the end there, so quite an unfortunate ending coming here for the dwarf.
Yeah, you never want to see someone hit a car at the very end, especially with no boost.
Yeah, coming out of a, what was that, 230. 230. Man wants to go see the dentist. I'm so sorry.
Well, it's also... I don't even know if I want to continue anymore.
I've been abandoned by Traitor on comms after that terrible joke. Would not blame you in the slightest.
Ooh, stllr getting an unfortunate amount of height from that mock bounce. But getting another mock bounce to make up for it. Good backup from stllr. And getting it first try too.
You see, left side of the start taking it from Dwarf. Interesting choice because you really struggle to get the early lock onto the bombs that way. It does cost you a bit of time. And now struggling a little bit to get up onto this. Doesn't actually need to pause off of this one if you just double taps A reasonably quickly. Obviously not. Still with IL door clip.
Let's go. Nice job, stllr.
I nearly missed that watching Dwarf, but I'm pretty confident that was the IL door skip there from stllr. I don't know if it was his original intention, but he definitely like he got it to me. So, very, very pog.
I need to watch that back. Were they trying to do the super bounce through?
I'm not entirely sure. I think they might have been setting up for it, and then I don't know, just went straight through the door.
I know that that's like a semi-common thing that can happen if you try doing the super bounce on the right side of the door.
Yeah, I mean, I have accidentally done it myself one time, and I was very confused because I didn't even know it was possible at that time. So watching somebody do it and pulling it out in the tournament, very, very high.
Yeah, easy. I was gonna say a few seconds saved, but in reality, I think that was just an easy 5 seconds lost. You never expect it, so when it happens, you don't know what to do.
Yeah, you just sort of panic trying to get onto that rail quickly, and you just end up just going nowhere. So, yeah, definitely gaming right now. Comes to the end of his pyramid cave, going for the gravity bounce at the end. Getting a little bit close to the Eggman sign, but still making it without any drag down.
Oh, I think that Eggman sign in particular has no hitbox.
Maybe high. I think it might do a bit lower down. I think I've definitely been dragged down by it once before, or hit it once before.
Interesting.
But maybe high up you are fine with it.
The spinning part doesn't have a collision as far as I'm
Yeah.
aware. Alright. Death Chamber. You're gonna love collision here because apparently it doesn't exist most of the time.
I mean, just instead of takes the speed, so he's getting the upgrade and resetting. Yeah, taking the reset, I thought he might.
With 9 lives after that restart, I think Stellar's absolutely fine. Bit Marshmallow.
Definitely a deathable piece. As if he goes for it. Deathable.
Yeah, that seems like a very deathable piece.
Will be taking the death strike here. It's not the most likely piece, but does have reasonable odds.
It's over.
Yes.
Like a lot of these far core pieces. And getting first try.
Ooh.
Closer.
Oh, that was close.
I thought it was just
where the buggies.
One more
I
left.
think he was just disappointed not to see bugs there and was going to take the death. But
That's
I think-
the best death strap piece, I feel like, for piece 2. I don't know why, it just feels like it's faster than every other one.
maybe Roasted Keys.
Even Roasted Keys feels slower, because you have to go further out, and just turn back around. Oh, alright. Nice clip, by the way.
Deku confirming in chat that is the fastest piece too. I will take Deku's word from it. Very.
This is perfect.
Oh, you don't
prolific
take mine?
counter
What is this?
Hey, get second place or third place in a Centurion. I'll take your word.
Well, okay, fair enough. But I used to have world record in Death
Who's
Chamber
there?
X20. To be fair, I know some stuff for it.
Ghost.
In any case, King Boom Boom.
I think Stiller has historically had a bit of trouble with this fight. So let's see how it goes for him in this match.
That was a little bit. Knuckles is invisible. Wonderful. I love the 30 FPS. It's great. Nice punch from Stellar. Good. Oh, Dwarf not going far enough to the right and gets grabbed by the ghost.
And Stiller missing that hit, but just about making up for it. I think we saw this from him yesterday, where he's a little early on that fourth punch and then just making it.
What a hassle.
Very, very tight, but very well saved there from Stiller. There must have been frames left in that.
Yeah, you can miss one punch and have enough time for a second one, but depending on how clean your line is, it is very, very difficult to get that second punch. Sometimes it's just not possible.
Speaking of not very clear lines, Still here, a lot of the time a little bit, just only literally a few frames too far forward for a couple of these profit bounces. It is very fine margin on how far back you can be stood. It's a little bit more flexible on the right to left. Oh, and then just jumping straight off the stage.
Getting ballerina as well is rough. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. It's ending up on the back actually ends up being faster. That's actually really interesting. Ballerina though.
Dwarf here finishing off with a 220 in his Pyramid Cave.
So would you count that as me cursing Stellar or no? I don't know, because they did get the second ballerina there.
Yes, I am going to curse you. It's all your fault.
Well, there we go. Alright, Dwarf, it's your turn. RNG, show me something amazing. Give me Bugs on Patrol. Alright, that's not Bugs on Patrol.
But
Middle
very
of Red
good.
Eyes.
Very good death
Oh.
phase.
I didn't see them check for Roasted Keys.
I think might just. No, he's gonna. Does he take Beauty Clip? Maybe he gets Beauty in the Beast here, though. It's a possibility. Unfortunately.
They might have, but they definitely weren't in the position to actually grab the piece if it was there.
And I think that might have ruined their entire plan there if they had got it. Planning for these death strats. Getting that piece 2 might have really questionable what we would have done from that situation. Obviously, would have gone for the piece 3, but whether or not they'd have known exactly what to go from Blue Room. But getting the first try, I think Miller realised, I think, is one of the better death pieces you can take. I want to say it's probably somewhere around the 40% region. So
42, 45, I can't remember. It's definitely a very high percentage. Oof, second try it looks like for Stellar.
yeah, the second try failed there, so he's on his third attempt now.
Really? Oh, wow.
I believe, anyway. Getting that third try. The Dwarf with a very clean green door clip. Beautiful to see.
Yeah. For their skill level, I think that Dwarf played really well for Death Chamber, like ahead of what their time is. So nice job. Doing Death Strat, getting the Death Strat, and then doing green door clip. Not bad. Stellar now just vibing.
Yeah, green door skip often considered probably the easiest of the door clips in the stage, but a very easy one to mess up your height afterwards, but getting a very good angle.
Yep, Stellar just continually vibing, and then on the other side, we have on the left we have music, on the right we have horror. This game has everything if you want it to. I don't know. Do you consider King Boom Boo horror? I do.
I wouldn't say horror. I think he's more comedy if you look at him.
I mean, as a child, it was definitely horror.
As a child, I was maybe a little twisted.
Okay.
I'm gonna sugarcoat that one.
Gotta do better next time.
I was into horror movies as a very young kid, a lot of gory action. So watching King Boom Boo never really put that fear of God in me. That those beetles though in headquarters, I don't think anybody can hide from those things.
Oh yeah. Those things were actually they gave me nightmares. Not because of how they looked or anything. It was just that sound that they made anytime they found you.
Patrolling death is just terrifying.
Yeah.
As you see, still getting out of it, Tunnel Engine quite nicely with that goal ring, and now getting a decent first piece. Checking for that free piece, not seeing it.
Is this left side? No, it's right side.
It's closer. 2 more left.
It is closer. Thank you for the observation, Knuckles. Oh, nice punch off. Dangerous Liquid, good piece. This looks like a pretty good set, no matter what the last piece would be.
It's a good piece because of where he was. He was still quite close to that rocket. If he'd been on the ground and got that piece 2, it'd have been a very disappointing piece.
Yeah.
And then jump from a star, pretty predictable piece 3, I think, from here. Very common piece 3.
Yeah.
It does help that there are 3 of them.
The worst one too, though.
Yeah.
I found
Still
47.
47. Still a decent time. As you
A
see,
little bit of hiccups, but that's fine.
Dwarf there coming to the front of it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Going for that
Nice.
spin dash jump and not quite getting the distance. But we'll take the bounce for the final hit.
And gets it nicely.
Yeah, pretty clean there from Dwarf.
Do we know Dwarf's PB?
Did you find my
I want to say he might have PB'd at some point in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm almost certain that they would
I
have.
think it's the 4120 might be his PB that he currently has in the
Yeah.
tournament, his race against Matty. So looking potentially on very good pace to maybe beat that.
Yeah, that would be a huge PB if everything else goes smoothly. I'm assuming there's not going to be any skip for Crazy Gadget, and maybe FR is going to have FR skip considering they practiced it for like 15 minutes.
Setting up for both here as well. I think this is new to him, I believe.
Interesting. Trying to line it up again.
Ooh. Not surprising you missing the first attempt.
Yeah, first attempt is more difficult than the second one, so it's understandable to miss this. Stellar have a nice clean movement for the beginning of Crazy Gadget, though.
See Dwarf there at the second attempt. Ooh, clipping that wall a little bit, losing a little bit of speed. I think that stopped him there getting out of bounds.
Yeah, went way too far left and ends up bouncing off the wall, and that causes them to not even be able to get that attempt. Let's try again. Hopefully they hold less to the left. Ooh,
I think you can tell their setup doesn't feel quite right. Understandable to bail out of it.
that one would have worked.
As we see Stella here getting out of bounds first try. And looking like he's got great distance and height here, so should be very clean here to home attack cancel into the goal ring, and does. So very nice. Ooh, Dwarf there just jumping a little bit too late there.
And not destroying both boxes.
Huh.
The
No
whole
problem.
thing that this stage is named after. Skip is named after. Let's see.
Yeah, so I don't think the skip is still very new to him, as he's just not quite able to get it down yet. But great respect for him to continually try.
But that being said, I wonder when they're gonna stop. Are they gonna stop after this, or are they just gonna keep going for it no matter what? Because they're running out of lives.
I think it all depends on just how confident they feel in the old E skip. It was, I believe, what they were going for earlier in the tournament.
They're going for it again.
For the sake of their own improvement, I respect them for attempting this multiple times.
That is true.
I can't lose to Tails.
Are they gonna?
Ooh,
Okay, they're gonna
yeah.
exit out. Yeah. Now here's the question: are they going to continue to go for like the Bofa right here?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we saw him yesterday in a similar situation where he just refused to give up and kept going for it. So interesting if I think he will probably still continue to go for it. As we do see Stella coming out of Eggman 2 very clean now, entering the final stage of his run. Looking set for probably a low 27 here. Maybe a high 26 if he gets a very clean FR in Shadow 2.
I think that this is still 26 pace. Yeah.
Yeah,
As long as nothing goes wrong here.
Yeah, no mistakes. I think he's on for it. Maybe a 26 5x.
Well, dang. Dwarf is gonna continue. Like someone said in chat.
Respect to him. Respect to him for this persistence.
Let's see. What are they? They definitely need to move or turn tails in a more fluid manner, if it's possible. Because it seems to me like it's very sharp turns. There's nothing gradual.
Yeah, so not quite keeping enough momentum when he gets to these boxes. That's looking a better setup. It does get out. It did look better. I said that straight away. It looked better, having that cleaner angle towards it. So let's go Dwarf, and let's hope now we can get to this goal ring without too many issues.
Yeah, hopefully the goal ring. I really hope that it's first try, at least for the out of bounds.
In all that excitement, let's not forget that Stiller there cleaning up his final rush with a 122, entering into Shadow 2 now very much on 26 pace still. So a very good run looking from Stiller here.
As long as Stellar just plays safe, we'll see another 26 from Stellar. Stellar has been playing within like a minute and a half of their PB, like almost consistently through the races.
Yeah, I mean, his time on the boards is 26.56. I don't believe that is his actual PB.
No,
He would beat that time with this race. Yeah, we saw a 26.09 from him in his race against Zane. So definitely not his actual PB, but yeah, very good time still from Silver, 26.52. Very, very good effort. And taking that victory.
Yeah, 26.52 is a great time to finish. Congrats, Stellar.
As Dwarf hits that goal ring. Still looking pretty good for a PB pace run here.
Yeah,
assuming
they
his
have.
PB is that 41 still.
If it's the 41, they have 12 minutes to play with for the last 3 stages and 3 boss fights. I can do math.
Awesome job, Tails.
Called addition.
Sonic!
I can add.
Outside.
Alright, let's see how the RNG goes. From what I saw, Dwarf knows their pieces pretty well.
I think the hunting possibly the best feature of the game at the moment. Which is good to see because a lot of people put off hunting early on. Ooh, resetting drilling tower, interesting. That can spawn the free piece moving up and down between the layers.
Understandable to not go for it if you don't feel comfortable. 2 huge containers, really normal first piece. Hopefully it's not a bottom piece 2 here.
There's some very clean movement there from him.
It's a bottom piece 2 here.
Yeah, we'll be hoping for that bottom piece 3. Traitor, don't say anything. We've been cursing on these runners enough throughout this match.
Well, you know what? Fair enough.
And you were speaking too much, Trey. I know
That
it.
is... That's the worst top piece. I hate it the most because you just...
It's the
use
frustration
the
of passing it. It's going all the way past
Yeah.
it, getting that red thing, the exclamation mark, and then coming straight back down to get it.
Like, look at this. You pass it, and then like, no. You gotta continue going up, just to go straight back down.
Still getting a 53, so not a bad time at all. Showed good movement throughout that.
Yeah, I think that it's very easy to say that Knuckles is Dwarf's strong
Yeah, this
point.
is perfect.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, and that gives him a very strong basis. He does continue to run this story to put on some good times. Because hunting, yeah, often the bit that some runners do leave off and not put enough time into. So it's good to see somebody who has a bit of time into Knuckles.
Yeah, even top runners have like area for improvement in Knuckles for sure.
I can say as a low 24 runner myself, I have not put nearly enough time into Knuckles, and often holds you back. Like a lot of runners don't realize just how much they're holding themselves back by not practicing these Knuckles stages. Can easily shave 30 seconds to a minute just in execution if you know exactly what you're doing in each stage. So
And
just as valuable as some skips, to be honest.
the biggest thing about it is that it's not just something that it makes it so that you have a lot less resets. When you have more knowledge, there's more sets that become good to you.
Exactly. It's not necessarily pushing your maximum potential to the limit, but pushing what you can do with an average set to the limit. You turn those 45-second sets into 35-second sets, and if you're doing that consistently, your times will readily, you'll see yourselves on good pace runs, on PB pace runs. So
Exactly. The biggest thing is a lot of the time people don't even realize it because they think, oh, well, I get basically the same time if I get the IL set or something like that, but generally the IL sets have very little movement to them. They're just grab piece, get to the next piece, grab piece, get to the next piece, done.
yeah, there's not necessarily, there's no point really being the best at all the 20-second sets in the game because you don't see them that often. It's being able to get those 40-second sets and make them 40-second sets rather than suffering with a 50-second or a minute plus.
Yeah.
Ooh. Unfortunate
missed
misrail
it.
there.
Yeah.
Rail does have awkward collision. You can sometimes feel like you're going straight through the middle of it and die.
I try to avoid hitting the rail and go into the actual entrance, but there, when you lose momentum, that was a nice save by landing on the rail.
Jump straight into the acid.
Yeah.
Very interesting decision.
Yeah, a very nice strat.
I didn't actually
Coming
see him
up.
grab a ring there, so it's good to see that he actually did have one.
Yeah. I
I think
mean,
taking it slow, grabbing that extra ring there, very understandable.
yeah, because there's enemies as well as... Okay, there we go. Skipping the cycle, good. Always a little scary because you can just bounce instead of light dashing, and that's never fun. Oh, yeah.
Glad to see that Deku was a fan of my pushing people to be practicing their Knuckles and Rouge. Very surprising. Would not have expected that response from him in the slightest.
Definitely no bias. Oh,
he is
Knuckles? This is good.
He is a perfectly good example of what I am talking about, though. He's a
Yeah,
person who's put
exactly.
a lot of time into his Knuckles and very quickly got himself up to, I believe, a 26 level runner and pushing that time already. So just
To be
showing what
fair.
having that strong basis. I mean, of course, he's coming as a very top runner in other
Yeah.
running games. Like he may be a little bit of a unique situation here, but proving that strong basis of your hunting just sets you up as a great platform, becoming a good hero story runner.
Absolutely. Learning your hunting is going to be probably the most important thing throughout all of your speedrunning of SA2. I don't think there's a single point when that's not the case. Although the levels that you need are very different. Like when you're beginning, the most important thing isn't whether the set is good or not, it's whether you know the piece. And then later on it becomes, alright, can I get good pieces? And then knowing how to play the bad pieces would be probably the top tier for Knuckles. Top tier with like knowing bad pieces as well as free pieces, confirmed sets, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you go from that. Yeah, make sure you know every piece. You know a good route to get to them, and then working on that movement so that you can actually utilize that good route, get to them quickly, And then you start pushing knowledge on, there's more advanced strats, like what do I check for if I get this piece? Learning those confirm sets, all sort of things you do at the sort of top level. Because it'd be surprising how often they can make that difference. You can turn a 50-second set in Death Chamber into a 30-second set by knowing to dig in this place. Even if it's a 50-50, you're taking that chance of potentially saving a massive amount of time just with that little bit of extra knowledge.
Ooh, missing the first hit for Eggman, but
Eggman then doing the work for him. Eggman then locking on to the capsule.
I believe that it was actually Dwarf that did it. Oh no, they're basically dead. Oh, he got stuck to the wall, but it wasn't. He didn't turn into the wall. That's unfortunate. No lives left. This is really scary for Dwarf. There we go, getting the first hit this time. Gets the second. Was a little too slow to avoid the laser. Eggman flipped. They got the manip by I don't know if it was by accident or not, but they did get the manip.
We definitely take those. And Dwarf here, if you're looking at it, a massive opportunity for PB here. He's got 7 minutes or so to finish the run with PB players and has been practicing this skip. So very good chance here of seeing a first try, maybe about a 1:30. Maybe pushing out what could be close to, or even more, about a 5-minute PB.
Yeah, that would be huge. Maybe not winning the race, but still winning anyway.
Winning in our hearts regardless. Like, great performance to see here from Dwarf.
Landing on the rail after doing the trick, rip those 1,000 points that you could have gotten. My A-rank brain.
I remember learning that when I was younger, when I was doing my first 180 like on keyboard, and getting very frustrated why I wasn't getting these 1,000 points. Like, if anything, what I'm doing is harder. Give me more points.
Yeah. Alright. It seems like they have listened to the advice of holding slightly lower down so that they don't lose gravity. Let's see if this will cause them to actually get the strat first try. If they don't, the checkpoint wasn't very necessary because they have 0 lives. It was clean, so we'll see.
He definitely has the height here. It's whether or not he's turned at the right time. I think he may have gone a little bit later than necessary, but
they should see the stage at 108. If my math was right, I wasn't entirely sure when they turned. Alright, maybe it's a lot later than that.
There is a stage out here somewhere, folks. He is falling there.
There we go.
Looking good into a little bit more to the right, avoid that kill flame, which he does, and he does seem to have the height. So Dwarf here looking very good for a should be hopefully a 36 run. Coming into this match with, I believe, a 41 as his PB, so massive improvements in this match from Dwarf.
Let's hope that mentioning that it's going to be a 36 doesn't curse it.
I'd like to think he can do this in a minute. He's had enough practice throughout the tournament. I think he's looked pretty good at this fight.
I absolutely believe that they can do it. But curses are powerful.
So yeah, let's get some support behind you from Dwarf in the chat, please. Come on.
Yeah.
This is a massive improvement from him.
Come on,
Definitely
Dwarf, you can do it. Get that nice 36. They'd go into the, what do you call it? V1 timing method on the leaderboards with this then.
Yes, they should just about leave RTA on their timing. I'm doing it in front of all you folks. Feel privileged.
Oh, shadows do. What is
Shadow had enough of this fight, wanted to get out of it. He feels the pain from Dwarf.
No!
Trying to opt to play it a little bit safe there and getting a little unfortunate.
Oh god.
He needs to get back into this stage quickly. He's losing time here through the V1 method.
Come on. Shadow, be a little nicer and a little less weird. Alright, they did it a little early, and yeah, the platform's falling again. Hate to see that. It messes you up and makes it a little more difficult to get the hits out.
Wanting to play it safe here with this strategy. No! Ooh, Shadow getting the hit still.
Oh, God.
Shadow hit just gonna cost him that 36. Has the height to get back. Should here clean up with a low 37 though. So that is still more than a 4-minute PB, I believe, for Dwarf. So congratulations to him. Great run. We've seen the genesis of Dwarf right in front of our eyes. Beautiful to see.
getting a nice 37. That is going to put them significantly higher place than their 1 hour 40 something minute time that they have on the leaderboard right now.
Yeah, so
gonna be
massive
great.
congratulations. Just confirming it from Dwarf in chat. It is a PB. So congratulations to you. Very well played.
Yeah, congrats, Dwarf.
But of course, let's not forget very many congratulations, of course, to Stiller, our winner in this match.
Stellar played absolutely well.
But I'm afraid we are going to have to disappear nice and quickly. We do have another race coming right up for you, trying to make up a little time on the schedule. I believe the next match we have is between Nugrunner and Cryptic with Tethys and Seafood on comms. So I wish both our runners and commentators the best of luck. And I will see you in about 2 hours for my race, everybody. Have fun till then.
Yeah, same with me. I'll be commentating your race, so hopefully there's some fun stuff to commentate.